To the Self-Development with Tactics podcast. Today we once again go through Making It All Work by David Allen, which is the second episode, so there is another one before that. I would definitely suggest to check it out because there is actually, I think, not necessarily a good explanation for that. We went through it quite a bit, I guess. There was just a few points left that I just, didn't want to cover the last time. Or no, yeah, we haven't. The question that frames vision. Yeah, let's actually begin with this one. The question that frames vision is, or actually the questions, what would long-term success look, sound, and feel like? Or put another way, what are your long-term goals? Goals to stretch out further than 2 years. What is it? And when you're thinking about it, does it make sense? Is it sensical? Is it really important? Is it really something to strive for? Is it really something to do and something one should be willing to achieve? Is this really it? When I'm saying, okay, I want to be a millionaire in the next 2 years or by the end of the next 2 years, well, I understand that. But yes, period. But what about something else? I want to do this, that, and the other thing. I want to achieve this. I want to help this person. I want to help this group. I don't know. I think it should also be something that drives one. Money can be a good driver, yes. Is it the best? I don't necessarily think so. It really, though, depends on your situation, where you're living, what you're doing, and so on and so forth. But still, I guess you know what I mean, and you probably also know what I am aiming at or aiming for. A more dynamic approach would be to ask, if you were widely successful in the coming years, what do you imagine or see yourself doing or being? Sometimes a straightforward question, so what do you see yourself doing 5 years from now, is enough to elicit a stream of creative thinking and goal clarification. At other times, it is best to simply ask, what is the biggest and best thing you can imagine for yourself or your organization? Which I think is also a pretty good question. Like, what does, basically life look like as kind of, the best version of life that you can imagine for yourself and maybe also for your organization and maybe even both. I wouldn't necessarily say that one restricts the other one. Like, just because I am personally very happy doesn't mean that I can't be happy with the organization or the organization itself can be happy. I think it most often indeed is intertwined. Purpose provides the ultimate intentionality for existence and direction. Principles represents the core values to be maintained en route. Purpose can also refer to the ultimate goal of a project, an action, or any endeavor, but ultimately, purpose in its deepest sense refers to the essence of something, its reason for being. On an individual basis, an equivalent personal statement of purpose would represent the highest criterion, for direction and meaning. I exist as a human being too, which reminds me of Stoicism, or actually Marcus Aurelius. I don't know the exact quote, but there often was some sort of an what do you call it? A comparison between ants and human beings, or I think animals in general. There might have been something else as well, but the point was, an ant was made for something pretty specific, quote unquote made. I do really want to say that. And what was a human being made for? What are you supposed to be doing? And I always think about your talents, what you're really good at. This probably is what you also should be doing. You were gifted in a particular way or regarding a particular talent, and you maybe with some additional work are going to be the best at it ever on this planet. And at least in my head, at least for me it makes sense to also act on that and to make sure that you're, first of all, practicing this and you're executing on it, because you're the best at it and you might be able to actually change a lot of things for some people. You might be able to help a lot of people with this particular gift and or talent that you have gotten. In Alan's experience, there are 3 ways to be evolved with each altitude, and the more comfortable and familiar you are with each, the more capable you'll be of using the horizons as a particular and effective roadmap. Identifying and clarifying your current commitments. The first point. The second point, reviewing and reminding yourself about the commitments. And the third, changing the commitments. What are the things that I'm doing? I mean, I'm doing the podcast. Yes, this is a commitment that I've made 3 years ago, I think, or something. And since then, I've been doing it, been working on it and whatnot. But just because I once committed to something or said that I am doing something, and up to this point I have also done it, doesn't mean that I can't change it. Period. But yeah, recommended reading: Getting Things Done, also by David Allen; Deep Work by Cal Newport; Essentialism by Greg McKeown, I guess, Keown. And there is also apparently an audiobook version of this book, so Make It All Work, I think it is called, is it? Not quite sure, anyway. And so on and so forth. But yeah. So for book summaries and blah, 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 blah. But yeah, I think with this being said, I'm going to end the episode here. I do really hope that also with the other one that I've already recorded, so the first episode, I've been able to share something of value for you, so to basically make your life easier. In the end, I've also come to the conclusion that all of the episodes that I previously also uploaded, it basically is an archive. Very often it is the case that some summaries aren't even available anymore on the web, but they're still available here on the podcast. Whether it is through audio, video, or actually written words, in terms of the video, it can all work. Some people might also be able to kind of transcribe that using some software, might actually work rather well, since everything is read. Anyway, but yeah. See you soon. Bye-bye.